Welcome to another edition of the Touchdown RV podcast. I am Keith, the Touchdown RV guy. Today we have some special guests. They embarked on their first RV trip, and we want to hear their story. At them on, Charles and Candace, are you there?
We're here.
Hello, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Cool. Yep. So you guys just embarked on your first trip. Where do you think the desire to take an RV trip came from? Did you grow up RVing?
No, not at all.
Right, right.
No.
Yep.
So I kind of, with COVID, we were tired of just being in the house. And I was a slight germaphobe before COVID. So COVID didn't really help any. And I said, why not rent an RV? I know you had talked to Charles about it before. And I said, this way we can kind of be contained in our own little bubble,
Right.
see some stuff, not have to worry about a hotel and other people. So I asked Charles and said, let's do it. And he said, sure, why not?
Cool, cool, cool. Yep. So as you prepared to take the trip, like how did you determine like where you wanted to go?
We wanted to go close, but
Hmm.
somewhere we can get back to pretty easily. So yeah,
Right.
we stayed pretty close.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yep. Now, did you all like plan meals out and stuff, or you just kind of figured out when you got there?
So we had a plan for meals. So we went, I don't know if we said it, we went to Pigeon Forge, so right outside of
Yeah.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Right.
We had planned meals, yeah. So we had like hot dogs one day, quesadilla. So like I did a bunch of research on Pinterest for like hobo meals and stuff that could be cooked on the campfire. So we did
Nice.
some research, and then I know you had like sent us some links to some stuff to get us ready. So that was really helpful too.
Cool, cool. Yep. So tell me about the trip there. Was it were you nervous to drive, Charles?
Yes, at first, but once you get
Right,
it in the middle of the road, it just kind of goes straight. It was like driving a U-Haul. So I was like, oh,
right,
this
right. Gotcha. Now, how long? I mean, did it take an hour, 30 minutes, or how long do you think it took for you like to become like comfortable?
maybe about 30 minutes. Yeah,
Gotcha.
once we
Okay.
got on the highway, I was cool. Riding
Right.
around in the city, I was like, yeah, I don't like this. But on the
All
highway,
them cul-de-sacs and stuff,
right.
huh? Yeah. Well, cool. Now, tell me about the kid. Did the kids enjoy it? What do you think? How you think the kids' experience was?
They loved it. The fact that they could like sleep in the RV, they could, walk around, they could go to the bathroom. I mean, it was like every
Right.
hour. It was like, oh, we don't have to stop. We could just walk back there and go. I'm like, you can, but like, let's not use it too much.
Right.
So they really enjoyed it. Just the whole notion of like all being together. There were like they always had snacks at their fingertips. Like they
Right.
absolutely loved it, and they even today are still like, when are we going back? When are we doing another RV trip? So I mean, they had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yep. So what about? So tell me about like some people have like this predetermined like how it's going to be when you get there versus when you really get there. You think there was a difference?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be more like camping. Like we would get to this place and wouldn't like it. It would be dark. It would be not
Right.
much to do, and it wasn't nothing like that. Like we got to
Gotcha.
the place, they had like all the stuff that you wanted to do was inside the little area, and we ended up getting a spot right next to it. And all the
Nice.
people around was real friendly and talkative. So I was like, oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, like the campground we were at had I guess it was not a campground, RV camp. There was a pool. It was too cold for us
Okay.
to use it, but it was a really nice like outdoor pool. The inside they had like a place where you could get food and snacks, and it was really nice. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was a lot nicer
Right.
than what we thought it would be.
Nice. Nice. Yep. So tell me about the part like hooking up the RV to electricity and the water and all that good stuff. How was that part for you?
Oh, that wasn't bad. Since I had talked to you so much about
Right.
that part, that's what I was scared about. And once we
Yeah.
got out there and looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, this ain't bad. And then I would look at the other RVs around and see that you just had to use some gravity to get it to work right. So I was like, okay.
Right.
Once we figured out that, I was okay. And then once we plugged it in, everything worked. I was like, oh, this was pretty easy.
Mhm.
Even like flushing it out toward the end and at the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Great.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yep. Well, cool. So for somebody that's on the fence about taking their first RV trip, what advice would you give them? What advice would you give them?
I would say do like a lot of research about like what you need, what do you need and what's a nice to have. So there are
Right.
like some things that like we wish we would have brought that we didn't, but we
Mhm.
had everything we need. I will say we noticed that like RVing is a lifestyle. Like the people around us had rugs and air fryers and they had
Right,
all
right.
this type of stuff and we just, we didn't have it. But I think we were able to be flexible. Like when you talked about meals earlier, we had bought like a grill basically to put over the campfire to grill the hot dogs. And that first night it just did not work. So Charles was like, I guess we gotta boil them on the stove. So I mean,
it's,
that's what
it's
we
good
did.
to
That's what we had to do, and it worked, and the kids were fine with it. And then the
right, right.
next day, we were able to get the fire started. But I think I would just say, just really do your research. A lot of stuff is easy to find on Pinterest. Like I said, I know you all provided us some really good links. In worst case, I think one night, the first night we got there was a little bit later than what we wanted. We were tired, so we cheated.
Mhm.
It was DoorDash food. And
Technology,
some people in the
technology.
office was like, "Oh, that's how you supposed to RV." And we just had to make it work. But I mean, we had fun. We
Right.
had food to eat, or we would be out and about getting stuff. Um, I think the one thing we didn't really think about was transportation.
Hmm.
So when you got this big RV, you can't really get around from point A to point B. So we had just assumed we could find like a Uber XL to get to where we wanted to, but the location we were at didn't have a bunch of it. So
Gotcha.
like hindsight being 2020, I probably would have rented a car to get us around Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg. That was
Hmm.
probably the biggest learning lesson or thing we would do different for
Right,
next
right.
time. But other than that, I felt like we were prepared through Pinterest and other sites.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Well, cool. Well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate your time. So I think this is very helpful information to help people who's on the fence trying to make that decision. So thanks for joining me, and talk to you all soon.
All right.
All right, take
Mhm.
care. Thanks.
Thanks. Great. Another edition of the Touch on RV podcast with a special guest. Uh, any questions you guys may have for us, you can go to our Facebook page, go to our website, be able to ask those questions, and we'll be able to help. Thanks very much for watching. Talk to you soon.